As you can see, sorry, couldn't wait for y'all. I know you like to see me pouring and making sure that's the wine. This is the wine. But I just, this was a fun one because we tasted the wine earlier and did the deal, and the wine was already great then. And I was hoping I'd have that same experience that we talked about in the past where you do a deal on something, you taste the wine, you're like, man, that's great, let's do this. And then you get the wine in and you taste it again and you go, it's even better. And I wanted to have that moment with you, which it was a 50-50 chance, right? This thing could have just been like, womp, womp. But no, it's the other way around. This is extremely beautiful Brunello di Montalcino. Ooh, at an even more beautiful price. So check it out, Villa de Prata. You probably haven't seen these guys around. There's a couple reasons for that. One, they're tiny. They're one of the smallest estates in Montalcino, 3 hectares, which carry the one divided by pi, well less than 10 acres, right? Small property in Montalcino, in the southwestern part of Montalcino, over by, who are they close to? Oh, they're close to La Poderina, a very famous producer, and not too far from Ragnai, and some really heavy hitters. Beautiful neck of the woods, high elevation. And the second point is, their importing has been kind of sketchy. Thus the mojo and the magic for today's deal with, I feel bad for them that their importer couldn't get it done and had some issues, whatever they were. Not for me to judge. I can only judge the bottle. And these guys, boy, is this beautiful wine. It's funny with 2016. It is a great vintage in Montalcino. But the clincher is, see, here's the deal. 2015 showed up, and in the business, we merchants were like, 2016 is going to be the year, 2016 is going to be the year, because it's a great Sangiovese vintage. And we had already tasted the Chianti wines, and the Chianti wines were fabulous. We're like, 2016 is going to be the year, 2015 is going to be a soft play, juicy vintage, but we're going to hit 2016 hard. And then the strangest thing happened. The 2015 showed up, and they were better than expected. They were good, and they had the energy and some of the tension that we were looking for. We thought in the warmer vintage they might not have, and we ended up selling a ton of 2015 Brunello. So when the 16 Brunellos came, they showed up, and everyone's like, okay. And then they showed up, and like, ooh, it's a little austere. Ooh, this wine needs some time. It's a little closed right now, right? Which is super typical and was supposed to happen with the wines from this vintage. But some of the 16s almost didn't get a shot because the 15s were so lavish and they were so beautiful and they were better than expected. So what we have here is a situation where a 16 didn't jump out of the gates, and we get the opportunity to jump on it now. Man, what a wine. Villa de Prata. Ladies rule here, Anna Maria, she's in charge of everything. The winemaker at this point in time was Gioia Cresti, who's a great consulting enologist. She was from the stable of Carlo Farini and has her own property, Carpinetto Fontalpino, and has consulted for a number of other top estates in Tuscany. And she was the enologist on hand for this wine's production. And she's incredibly talented. Now, what's there to say with Brunello di Montalcino that we haven't covered before? The wine's 100% Sangiovese, by law, has to be. Now, the key is you can age it in small barrels, you can age it in big barrels. Most everybody's going to larger barrels now. There's a few people still using barriques, smaller barrels for aging, and they make very good wines. Guys like Ciro Pacenti and these sorts of guys make brilliant wines. But a lot of Montalcino is going back to the larger barrels, the 36 hectoliter and 50 hectoliter barrels, super high quality. Villa de Prata has a lot of old vineyards in the property. 2 of their vineyards are more than 40 years old, which in Montalcino is a real rarity. Most of Montalcino was heavily replanted in the 90s, into the late 90s, into the early 2000s. So to have material was planted, in 1972 and 1982 is super rare, super rare. And you can feel it in this wine. This wine is so nuanced. Villa de Prata, these guys don't go for a blockbuster style of Brunello di Montalcino. This is that more nuanced, elegant style that's getting all the play now. The old days of 100% new barrique and making Sangiovese, it tastes like Cabernet from Montalcino. Those days are like over, right? For a few rare exceptions, those days are over. So now we're getting this true, elegant, balsamic, forest floor, sweet cherry, yum, 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 Sangiovese character in the wine, which it's always been there. It's just bringing it back again. Because the people that were making the style were making the wine too elegant for a while. There's power in Montalcino. We can't forget there's power here, but at the same time, we can bring nuance to that power. And that's what the folks at Villa Prata have done. The ladies did a tremendous job here. Ooh, man, the other bottle was good. This bottle crushes that bottle. If they're all tasting like this is an even better deal than we had thought the first time. Oh, by the way, look at this cork. This cork's gorgeous. This is expensive cork. Not a single blem on it. This is beautiful. Expensive. Anyway, I digress. Let's move to the deal. We talked about the wine. So this is a $100 bottle of Brunello, usually, but not here. No, $29.98, 70% off this Brunello di Montalcino from Villa Prata, and I am so stoked about this deal. This wine's great. I love this. Probably charge more. But that's not what we're thinking right now. The deals have to be hot for you guys. We have to continue them. That's why you're watching. That's why you're clicking. And we will not stop. So click below quickly. There's only about 30 cases. Again, there's not a lot of this wine around, right? I think they make 1,800 bottles total production or something. We have 360 of those bottles in-house right now at this price. But that's pretty hard sell. Sorry, usually not so hard sell, but this is like pretty obvious. And we know we had to get your goat because it's Thanksgiving week and y'all are gonna be busy and occupied and at the Costco, you know, buying the lobster. And we need to let you know that this deal is hot, it's now, and it will sell out. We'll probably run a couple deals like this week. This seems like the kind of week to really just run some hardcore stuff up the flagpole, even before we get to Black Friday. Black Friday is gonna be pretty swinging, but we'll get to that. But it's not going to be Italy related. Don't ask what Black Friday is. We're not going to tell you. But it's coming, and it's going to be good. As I don't know if it's going to be as good as this deal. This deal, 70% off is pretty good. Yeah. Wow, this is great. 30 boxes. Hurry, people.